So these all are the topics for today. What I'm going to cover is about the database basics. What are the languages present within database? If I want to create something, if I want to delete something, if I want to make some manipulations, if I want to allow some of the privileges to my various users, how we can do. These all things we are going to cover today. Okay, so let's start with the presentation for that one. It's second day for our training, and what all are the languages which we have to fire any query within database? That is the main topic. So very first type is DDL. DDL means database definition language. It's clear from its name. For all of these, many things we can understand from its name only. If it is DDL, means I want to define the structure of my database, of my user. And if it is DML, means I want to make some manipulation. It's database manipulation language. I want to make something which is already existing, I just want to manipulate it. And if it is DCL, means I want to provide some of the privileges, or I want to get back some of the privileges which are already provided. Okay, and if it is TCL, means transactional control language. What does it mean? It means some of the transactions means what? Transaction means set of commands which are happening. I want them to work in a particular flow. I want any set of instructions to be repeated again and again after some particular period of time. So I'll make a transaction for that. So in simple words, transaction is set of instruction, and if I want to control those instructions, those transactions, then it is TCL. Okay, mainly these two are we are going to use, and DCL, TCL we'll use when we'll work on Informatica on our ETL tool. Okay, so let's start with the very first one, DDL. It's database definition language. So what I said for DDL, it is used to define the schemas or structures. So what is schema? Schema is nothing but just the complete boundary of anything, what all things I can perform. Okay, so within schema many things will be present. So the second name for schema is a structure. Structure means again the outline, the boundary for that. Fine. So if I want to define my schema, if I want to define my structure, if I want to define my database, then we are going to use this DDL commands. A set of commands are present within DDL, consist of 5-6 commands. Next, DDL statements are mainly create. I want to create my database. Okay, I want to modify my existing database only. It's all the things which I'm going to work, all the things which I'm going to do are here only. It's for database, it's for objects, it's for tables only. Okay, creation part is there within definition of the queries. Fine. So very main commands are create. If I want to create the database, if I want to create the object, it's not only about the database, it's about the object only. So for that I am going to use SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, it is already installed on my PC. So it's over here. These are the SQL Express and SQL Server Management Studio. You can download these both and then install it on your machine. Okay, it is already present on my machine, and even I'll share the versions which I'm going to use. If you face any issue while installation, then you can ask me. Okay, then I'll help you. So this is how my SQL server looks. Okay, this is the screen, this is the tab for, this is the panel for my databases, for the management of my tool, and for the server if I'm connecting my database with any of the server which is present on the third party. And this is the location where I'm going to write my queries. Okay, for the time it is blank. Why it is blank? Because I didn't selected any one of the query. I'm not working on the already existing query, but I'll create a new query, right? So this is the option, new query. When I select on this new query once, then I'll get the screen like this. Now here I can write my queries. Okay, and even SQL Server provides a very good thing. If I write anything, I can save it, Control S, and you can save. If I save it, let's say if I save it on this one, okay, let it be like this. So it's on the desktop with SQL Server 1. If I save, Control S is to save. Go to the desktop. Can you see SQL Server? This is that query. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's close it. Okay, now nothing is present in my SQL server. If I click on to this once, can you see the same thing is coming on my SQL server. So this is a very good thing. Okay, that MySQL doesn't provide this thing. The Oracle with the commands, the databases which work with the command prompt. Okay, with its command line. Okay, so SQL Server is very good to work. The second thing about SQL Server, it's about queries. The second thing is, can you see here, something is given as masters, but I didn't selected anything. So that masters is nothing but the list of databases which are present. Okay, so if I didn't select any one of the database, then it is going to be selected as masters only. But this is not the right thing. Okay, you can just go to the database and okay, it's disabled now, no issues. So just go to this query this panel where you write the queries. Can you see it is also now it is enabled. Now you can select any one of the database which you want. It can be sales, it can be practice, like the databases which I have already created. Okay, so it's your wish which you want, or let's create our own database. So because we are going to start with the DDL commands. Okay, so very first thing, and yes, the way to add comments within SQL Server is this one. Okay, double hyphen will make the thing as a commented thing. Okay, so here we go. Create, alter, drop. So let's start with the very first command. It's to create. How we can use create command? We can create database. We can create any of the object. We can create table. We can create the views within our databases. So the very first thing is I want to create the database. Let's say if it is the database is name as retail. Okay, just a random name. And then how we can run a query? Just select that query which you want to run. Okay, just select this one and you see the option to execute. Just execute it. And this is the console. Commands completed successful. So now my database is ready. So where I could see these databases? As I told, just here within databases tab I could see all the databases, but retail is I'm not able to see. So just go to the database, right click and refresh. Can you see retail is coming? Okay. Yes. And now the next thing is, now my retail database is ready. I want to write something. I want to create tables. Within table I want to create some columns. Okay. So how we can point? Now my database is ready, but how can I refer to this particular database? So the query for that is, you can write use the database name retail. Okay. Select that query and execute. Can you see when I select this query, it's giving me as retail. Or the second way is, just drop down, there is an option to drop down this complete list. If I select any one of them, now I'm going to point towards that database only. Okay, but I want to retail, so you can select it from here only, from this drop down, or you can write use retail. Done. So now I am in which database? It's within retail. So this is how my create commands works. Okay, and alter the structure of existing database or existing table. If something is already existing, if any one of the table is already present, I want to make some changes. I want to add some more columns. I want to add some more constraints. That can be done with alter. Alter means to make some changes. Okay, so let's do one thing within this, with the same command create only. Let's create any table if I want. How we can create a table? Create table, the table name, let's say if it is category. After that, this is what create is the command, table is the table name, table is the table, and category is the table name. And within this I want the cat ID as my first column. Okay, this is how we create. This is the syntax. This is the column name. Then the data type of column name, let's say if it is int. Int is what? Int is for the integer type of databases. We'll cover many of the, a number. We'll cover many of the data types, but only those which we need. Okay, many types of like the data which we can store can be found on the basis of this. We can decide what kind of data we want to store. Next one is name. Now name is what? or instead of name, let's say if it is cat name, category name, and the data type for that is, I can keep it as text. Yeah, varchar or text. You can use any one of these. Okay, varchar or text. I'll give you assignments in which you will work if you know how to create the table, how to create the how to add the values. If you know the basics of database, then it will be very good for you. Okay, so this is how I can create a table. Create table. This is the table name, 2 columns with the data type as int and text. So just select this and execute. It's giving me commands completed successfully. So where I could see if my table is created or not. Again, 2 ways. The very first way is go to that database, click onto this plus icon. Can you see? DBO. It's database object category is the table name. Okay. So if I could see, then it means my table is created. And the second way is, if you want to know what all things are present inside that, it's sp underscore help. It's for SQL Server. Commands may vary for MySQL or for Oracle. Okay. So sp underscore help with the table name. Just select this part and execute. Can you see? It's giving you the column name as cat ID and cat name, the type of data, if it is computed, what can be the length, how much prescription. See, these all are the things which I didn't select. I didn't write what is the length of data that can be stored. So that is something predefined. Okay. For int, the length is predefined as 4. For text, length is predefined as 16. These are what? These are the bits. 4 bits. These are the dimensions of the length, how much data can be stored. Okay, the rest of the things it's giving me nothing because I didn't write any constraint, I didn't write any default, any check constraint, any primary key, anything like this. Fine. This is how we can see what is the data type of our data, what is the length of the data, what all are the constraints. So this is for the create command only. We are done with the create command. Okay, create, and now next is what? Let's start with the drop command. Drop command is for what? Drop command is for what? Drop command, it's just see over here. Drop is to delete the table or delete the database. Yes, delete, drop with the table name. Let's try this thing. Or let's do one thing. Let's create some more tables so that if I delete any one of the table, it will not make any issue. Okay, let's say it's category 1. It's category 2. Can't we change the data type? Yeah, we can change. We can change the data type. Okay, it's under alter command. Okay, so let me run these 3 commands to create the database, the tables. Now all the commands are done. Now if you want to see, go to the database and refresh. Open the tables icon here. Can you see category 1, 2, 3? So now let's delete something. Let's drop any table. Drop with the table name. Let's say if I want to delete category 3. Drop with the table name as category 3. Category 3. Okay. It's unknown object. Drop table. Yeah, this is the command. Drop table with the table name. That's fine. So this is the way to drop any existing object. And here what is the object? Object is the table. Now category 3 is not present. Okay. Drop. You can also drop the database. Fine. So now let's move on to the next command, which is didn't understand how cat1. Okay. See. Cat1 cat. So what I am saying, category table I show you how to create. Okay, and category 2, 3, yeah, I just created by just changing the name of the databases. It's there. So then I just show you how to drop any existing table, any existing object. Okay, yeah. And now the next thing is, how can we rename any existing object, rename any existing table, how we can rename. It's very easy. Just write rename. It can rename any existing object. And one more thing, here I have actually written all the commands. Okay. Rename category to or I'll just give me a minute. Now let me open the commands. There are actually a very big list of commands. It's over here. All the commands I've already written. Case sensitive, okay. No, it's not about case sensitive. Wait a minute, this one. This is the command for that. Rename the existing table. Let me write. Execute sp underscore name renamed from this one, which is already there, category, let's say category 2, to this name to which I want to convert. I want to convert it to category TWO. Okay, like this. Just select this command and run it. Spelling mistake. Category. Yeah, that's fine. Changing any part object extras. Okay. So is it running or not? Just give me a minute. If I refresh, yeah. See, it is renamed. It's now its name is category 2, not that category 2. It's TWO. Okay, so there are some commands that rename command is for the MySQL only, but for SQL Server this command works like this. So how many commands are done? Rename, drop, and create. Now let's work on the alter command. Alter command to add any column, to change the type of any column if it is existing or not. That are here only. Alter commands. This one. This is to like this. I'll just copy this to. Just don't want to waste my time in writing the command. See, the very first command is for what? Alter that table. This is the table name. I'll write category. Okay, and I want to add one more category, one more column within the category table as let's say if it is category title. Let's say like this. Okay, and the title I want to keep its data type as varchar. So this line number, wait a minute, let me comment the rest of the things. So this highlighted part is doing what? This highlighted part is going to fetch for the category table and then add one more column with the name as cat title with the data type as varchar. Or you can also say it's like this char limit with the data type as int. Okay, so just select that command which you want to run and then execute. Can you see it's giving me command is completed successfully. Now go to the tables and refresh it. Done. Now open category table. It's columns. Can you see cat ID, cat name and cat limit? Or the second way to see the change is its sp underscore help, then the category as your table name. Okay, and then if I execute, can you see cat ID, cat name and cat limit? Okay. This is how my alter commands work if I want to add one more column. Now next command is alter table. If I want to delete any column, then how can I delete? Alter table, I'll write the table name. Then I want to drop the column with the column name as this one. Done. Just select that command and execute. It's giving me command completed successfully, and if you want to see the changes, go to that level, refresh it and open the table columns. Can you see cat ID and cat name is coming again? That cat limit is deleted now. Okay, so now this is the command, the last one which you were asking for. How can we change the data type of any column? Let's see what is the data type. What is the data type within category table? Let me check. sp underscore help, cat ID is int and cat name is text. Now what if I want to change the cat name, this the column name data type from text to varchar? Then how can I change? It's alter table, this table name, then alter column, this as my cat name, to which which value I want to change? I want to change it to varchar. Done. Just select this query and it's giving me it's completed successfully. Now select that sp_help. Cat name is now varchar. Okay, so this is how we can work with the alter command. So what all things I'm actually doing? The very first command which I show you is to create. Create what? Create DB, create table, and then I show you how to rename any existing table. And then I show you how to drop any existing table. And then here I just show you how to alter the part of, how to alter the columns of the how to alter the columns of my existing table. How I can add any column, how I can drop any column, how I can change the data type of any column. Okay, so all the things which I'm actually doing is concerned with your the outline only. I'm not making any change within the databases, right? I'm not making any change within the databases, within the table. I'm just changing it with the schema, with the outline, with the structure. So that's why these commands comes under DDL commands. Okay, truncate command I'll do after some time. Okay, after completing DML commands, I'll discuss the truncate command. So what is DML command? DML commands is if I want to make any manipulation within the database, within the table. Okay, not only within the database but within the table also. So here I'll start with the DML commands. What all DML commands we have? It's select, insert, update, delete. So let's start with the very first command is for the insert. How we can insert any value within the table, within the columns of table. It's insert. All the commands of DDL would be saved. Yeah, I'll save. Control S is to save. Okay. Then insert into the table name in which you want to insert the values. Insert into category. Here you'll mention there is a particular syntax, you can't change it. Okay, cat ID, cat name, then the values which you want to add. Which all values you want to add? It's cat ID and cat name. So what is the data type of cat ID? It's int. Let's say it's 101. And what is the cat name you want to add? It will come within single quotes because it's a kind of variable. It's varchar. So the data type will come within single quotes only. Characters are going to be included. Okay. So the cat name means here I'll use books. Okay, or anything you can write. Let me copy this. And the next line. Done. So now what I'm trying to add 4 different categories. Cat ID, let's say it's 2. Within cat ID 2, I want to add shoes. Within cat ID 1 again, I want to add mobiles. Okay. Within cat ID as 101 again, I want to add shoes again. Is this correct way? I want to insert 4 different values. So if I want to run all of the queries, just select all those queries and execute. What it is giving you? It's giving you it must be terminated, because if I want to run single statement, then it will run. Okay, just a minute. Insert into category the values. String or binary data would be truncated. Just give me a minute. Within category table, it's giving you varchar. Okay. Why it is giving you this error while inserting? Because I didn't write the length, how much of the length of the characters which can come. Let's say if it is I write 20. Okay, and now if I run, done, and run this command again. Now can you see The length of characters, that cat name, last time it was coming as 1 because I didn't write what can be the length of the characters which can come. It is something which is in my hand. Okay, and now if I run this command again, it's giving me 1 rows affected. Okay, let's run the rest of the commands. All the rows are affected. It's done. Any single command so that within single query all values be inserted. No. Okay, this is not possible. But the thing is, the thing which I just explained, did you understand what I am saying? For the varchar, okay, yes, if I didn't write the size, so it will accept only 1 as the length of that particular string which can I write. It will be 1 only. If I write 20, then the length will be 20. So all the rows are affected now. And now if you want to see what all things are present, go to the tables, refresh it, and within cat, this one, columns, key, no, I can't see the values in this. I can't see the values within these all. Okay, so where I could see the values which are just inserted, there is a command. So this is how my insert command works. This is one of the DML commands. This is one of the DML command, insert record into database. So now let's work on the select query of the database, which is select queries for what? Is to print the values, okay, and it is select star from that table name category. This is how select query works. If I write select star, that star is what? I can understand the meaning of select. I can understand the meaning of from the table name. What is the meaning of this star? Star means this sign means all columns, right? All columns and the complete data, because I didn't write any condition. Okay, so select star from category means all the columns will be fetched. Yes, cat ID 1211 books, shoes, mobiles and shoes. This is what I need. Or if I just need any one of the particular column, let's say I don't want cat ID, I just want cat name. It will be this. Okay, book, shoes, mobile. This is how my select query works. Fine, so select query is to print the data which is present within my table. Okay, so update is for what? Update, delete. If I write delete command, let's try with update first. Update the existing record. For update again, I need some more things. Update. I want to update my data. Update category. Set cat name to new shoes. Okay, with a where condition. Where we'll discuss after that. These are one of the conditions available. We have some of the keywords we have. Where cat ID is equal to shoes. It's this one, 102. Let's see. Am I able to update? It's giving me 1 row affected. So what I did, update is the keyword. I want to update my category table. I want to set the cat name to this one where my ID is 102. Okay, and now if you want to see the changes, and if I execute, can you see new shoes? So this is how my update command works. What is new? This is new. Where clause. Where clause is new. We'll discuss about where clause in more details. For the time, if you want to update something, we need to refer something with 102, that the cat ID. Or let's say if I write update the cat name to new books. Let me copy this. Update the cat name to new books where cat ID is 101. Okay, let's try to run this command. What will happen if I execute this command? Execute, done. It's giving me 3 rows affected. Why 3 rows affected? Because 3 rows do have the same cat ID as 101, right? So now if I run this, like start from category, can you see new books, new shoes, new books, new books? Fine. So this is how my update command works. Now what about delete command? Delete is existing record from the table. It's very simple. delete from category. If I run this command, the complete table will be deleted. The complete content within the table will, all the records will be deleted. But if I write with a where condition, where cat id is equal to 102, only one row will be deleted because this is the where clause and only one id is 101, 102. Okay, delete this one part or select rows, right? Only part. Okay, what you are saying? Only part or cell rows. What is this? Not getting you. What you are saying? What you are trying to say? Particular selected rows. Okay. If you write where condition, then all the rows with the cat id as 102 will be deleted. Or you can also, yes, or you can also write like delete from category. Okay. Just select this command and execute. 3 rows will be deleted because one row I just deleted from this command and then all the 3 rows are getting deleted. Now if I write select star from category, it's giving me blank. Okay, so delete row is how we can delete. How we can delete any row, then it can be done like this. Okay, now let's discuss about that truncate command which I left. Truncate is for what? Truncate is to delete everything from the table. Delete all the records. Let's do one thing. Let's firstly insert the record. Done. Now select star from category. Now 4 values are there within my category table. And if I write truncate, can these be retrieved in deleted command? No. We can't retrieve once if I delete. Okay. We have for that reason only we have some TCL commands, transactions we have. Okay. Yes. Now if I write truncate category, let's try truncate table category, and if I execute, can you see it's giving me command completed successfully? It's not showing 3 rows affected, 2 rows affected. Okay, it's just showing me command completed successfully. And now if I write select star from category, can you see it's giving me nothing? So what I did, first I insert the values, then 4 rows will be there if I run these commands. After that, if I write truncate command, all the rows, instead of writing the delete command, delete from category, it can be done with the truncate command, truncate table this category. And then after that, what I did, all the rows, all the records plus the memory. Okay, so the truncate commands is going to delete everything plus the memory which is allocated to that table will also be released. Okay, this is the difference between truncate command and the delete command. Delete is going to delete all the records. Truncate is also going to delete all the records, but truncate is also going to release the memory which is provided, which is given to that table. Okay, so now what about merge? Merge is something to mix, to add multiple statements to multiple. What is the impact then? Okay, what is the impact of delete and category? Okay, listen. Say if this is my table, this is my database and multiple tables are present. Okay, and within each and every table multiple rows are present. If I want to delete these rows from the table, this one, from this table only, okay, from this particular table, then I can write delete command, delete from category, all the details will be deleted. Fine. Now the thing is, if I delete all these rows, but the memory which is allocated is not going to be released, it doesn't matter because only 4 records were there. Okay, but say if we have 4K records, then what? So in that case, 4K records are going to be, yes, that memory is going to be used again if I use truncate command. But if I use delete command, surely data is deleted, but the memory is utilized within that table only. The same memory is going to be utilized. Okay, this is the first way. The second way to explain the same thing is, if this is your table, let's say if this is your category and you have 4 rows, okay, the same thing, you have 4 rows, 1 2 3 4, and you write that command delete from category. Fine, done. Now nothing is present. And let's say if you insert one more row over here, 1 0 1 2 3 and 4 were there. So if after writing this delete command, the next row which you will add, it will start with 5 only, because 1 2 3 and 4 were already used. So next row will be added to the fifth as your fifth row. But if you use truncate command, truncate the table, so all these 4 will be deleted, as well as the next data, the next value will be added as a very fresh value is with the ID as 1. Okay, this also matters a lot. So that 4 rows are not going to be used again if it is delete query. But if you write truncate command, that new data will going to be added to this one only. The fifth data will be added as the fresh data, the new data of that table. Okay, this is the difference between truncate and delete. Okay, and the next command is for the log table. We'll do this thing when we'll move on to the Oracle part. Okay, so we are done with all the commands within DML and DDL. The DCL, as I said, DCL, TCL will discuss when we'll move on to the Oracle as a ETL. So let's now discuss about the constraint. So constraints are what? Constraints are like conditions, the restrictions which I want to put. Now can you see here, select star from category. Okay, nothing is coming. Let's insert the 4 values again. Done. So 4 rows are now present. And you have also seen, if I want to delete the ID as 101, so all the 3 records are getting deleted, right? But I actually don't want this thing. This is not the right way. We don't want all the categories with the ID as 3 are to be deleted, right? So what is the solution for that? We can do one thing. While creating the table, we can write the condition that cat ID must be unique, that it is not the same thing, it is not the same ID we can't use, it must be unique. Or for the cat name also, I can say that it can't be unique, or I can also say to add some more columns, that it can't be null, it can't be blank, like this. So many things we can do, and that things comes under the constraints, the conditions which we can set. Okay, so we have 2 types of constraints, that key constraints, and within key constraint and integrity constraints also. Integrity constraints means what? If I just want to check that my data which I am going to be added, it must be accurate. The data integrity can also be depends on the referential integrity, which is foreign key primary key concept, which we'll discuss later. Okay, so the key constraint is what? Key constraints are of 2 types, column level and table level. If I say it is at the column level means refer to a single column in the table. If we have multiple columns within a table, and if I set any constraint at the column level, then it is for the complete column, and if I write the constraint to the table level, then it is for the complete table. So what kind of constraint I can add within column level or within table level? Any idea you have for any column level and for any table level? Any idea? Primary key. Primary key is for what? Is a table level constraint or a column level constraint? Okay, see, table level. Okay, and what can be the column level constraint? Single column. So anything which I set with the primary key, with the not null, yes, it will be with multiple columns, then it will be for the table level constraint. But see, it's a correct thing that for the table level constraint more than one columns will be present, and for a column level only one column. But generally we add the constraint at the column level only. Okay, we don't say that that the category ID, category name, this one is going to be primary key. Yes. Okay, and that is something which we can say that, as you just said, multiple constraints and a single constraint or condition. Okay, done. So if I am using single constraint, then it is for one level only. And what we can call, do you know about the super key concept? Super key concept is what? Super key means multiple keys are going to make one key. It's a kind of multi-level constraint. Okay, and the thing which I am explaining, generally we use single level constraint only. We don't add multi constraint at one time. Okay, so we'll start with the single level constraint. So the thing which I was explaining is about this one, list of constraint and the classes. Constraints we'll discuss today. Okay, so not null means I can't add any value with a not null in that particular column. How we can write the command for that? It's very simple. Let's create a command. Let's create a table, product. Okay, within product table I'll add prod ID. Within product table I'll add prod name, and within product table I'll add, I'm here just first writing the column names. Okay, and the prod price. These are the three columns which I want. And the what is the data type for that product? ID, let's say if it is int, but the prod name we can keep as varchar with 20. Okay, and the price again with int. This is what we were doing previously. Now I want to add the condition. I want that prod ID is to be unique. It must be unique, or it must be not null. Okay, these two things I want for product ID only. So the best way, if I want these two things to become in one go, then it is a primary key. So primary key is something which follows these both constraints, not null and unique. So if I write prod ID as my primary key, then it means that it is going to be unique. We can't repeat the same product ID. It is not going to be blank. It can't be null. So it's a not null. So not null plus the unique key is going to be a primary key. Okay, so one constraint is for the primary key. Let's say here if I add one more constraint as unique. Unique means that prod name is going to, I can't repeat the same product, or you can also write not null. Okay, the prod name can't be null, so it's your wish. I'll keep here as unique only, that the prod name must be unique, and the price as the not null. It must have some price. I can't say that this any product is of zero price. Something must be present. Okay, some integer value must be. Why integer? Because it is of int type. Fine. So these three constraints are done. We'll discuss about these also. Okay, so let's run this command. Create command. Done. Command is completed successfully. Go to the tables, right click and refresh. Can you see product table is coming? So DBO product is also there. Fine. And after that, if you want to insert anything, a simple command, insert into that category, table name. Let me copy this. Insert into this as your product table name. Then instead of this, I'll write the column names. Then prod name. Then prod price. Okay. Then within values, instead of this, what I'll write? 101. The prod name as, let's say if it is Bata product, and the price as, let's say it's 200. Done. Okay, so insert into this one, and if I run, the command is completed successfully, and select. So this is something which is repeated. Select star from product select start from product, execute and see 101 pattern. This one. Let's say if I want to add one more product with the ID as 101 again, and the that product name as if let's keep it as Nike. Okay, this is what now I need. So I am trying to insert one more product with the ID as 101. Let's say, am I able? No, it's giving me that it's a violation because you have set it a primary key constraint. Where primary key constraint? Duplicate key 101. 101 is a duplicate key. I can't use the same key here. Okay, so this is what I don't need. Okay, so here I'll update it to 102. Yes, very important thing. And let's say let's try to add a product with the same name, Bata only. So now here 102 is a primary key now. It's a different key, but the name is same, Bata Bata. Let's say, am I able to add? No, it's giving me unique key constraint. Okay, so I'll write here as Nike, and let's say if I don't want to add anything, blank. And now if I try to run, it's giving me okay. No, this is not the right way. I'll keep it as null, means nothing. Can you see it's giving me prod price? Yeah, it will not allow because I can't keep it as blank. It's a not null. Okay, I'll write here as 300. Now all the conditions will be satisfied and I'm able to add. Now if I run the select start from product, I'm able to see. So these are very important to implement primary key, unique, not null. Okay, let's see how we can add foreign key. We'll do later. Check and default. Let's try for default first. How we can set the default key constraint? How we can add this default key constraint? This is what I need. Default means what? I want something to come as default. Okay, copy that same thing. Instead of product, I'll keep it as product 1, product ID, product name, product price. Let's add one more command, one more column as prod quantity. Okay, PRODQUANTITY, product quantity. Okay, and quantity means with an integer, and if I write here set default to 10. Okay, is this right? Just a minute. I do have already written this command. I'll check. Yeah, no, it's fine. So this is how to set anything default. Okay, and now if I run, this is prod 1. Done. Command is completed successfully. And select star from this the same command. Okay, instead of this, it's sp underscore help. I didn't add anything. Right? sp underscore help product 1. Let's run this command. Can you see? Here, prod ID, prod name, prod price, and prod quantity. And read the, okay, prod name is of unique, done. Nullable, it can't be null. See, read these lines. Everything is given here. Prod ID can't be null. Prod name can't be null. Prod price can't be null. And prod quantity can be null also, but by default it is giving you as 20. What is the quantity? It's 10. By default it will give you 10. It's not showing here over here, but when I'll insert, then you will see. See, one more thing, it's giving you two constraints, primary key constraint and unique key. This is the name for that constraint. Okay, and to which index, to which column I set it this thing, so it's giving you that thing also. So default constraint is there, primary key constraint is there, and unique key constraint is there. These are the names which are coming on its own. By default it's fetching these names. I am not setting it. Okay, so default I have set it. Let's try to insert some values, okay, within prod 1 table. Insert into prod 1. This one has one more column name. Okay, here, and here. Done. Prod quantity. Okay. And let's say here if I add 220. Okay, now if I run, I don't want this. Let's run it. Okay, something wrong. Just a minute. Invalid column name. Product 1. Just give me a minute. Execute. It's within product 1. We do have product 1. Within product 1, 4 columns are there. Product quantity. QUANTI. Anything wrong? Yeah. Why it is giving me this error? You can find it. Can you see? Just look at these two lines. Yes. What's the issue? What's the issue? Table name. It's prod 1. Okay. I was using product only. And now if I try to execute these two commands, it's giving me the value specified in the values clause, the number of values in the values clause must match. Okay. Just give me a minute. Let me check. Yeah, something wrong. Just a minute. It's for default, right? After default command, if I set any value to default, let me check. Okay, I think it's not here. No issues. It's not here. No issues. We'll try. Let's do one thing. Let's remove these all things. Yeah, no, it's fine. So what is the way to write the command if I set something as default? I don't need to write even that column name. Okay. So if I write product, if I don't write product quantity, just forget about this thing first. If I don't write product quantity, it is, and the only three arguments I'm using, 3 values I'm just using, and then if I write this command, select star from product 1, define with value or parameter. Just a minute. Joy. Select star from product 1. Now if I execute, can you see 101? It's coming from 101 bata, and 210 is coming on its own because it is a default value. And if I write product quantity and if I execute it with 20, it will also run. And now if I execute, it's also running, and select star from product 1. So 2 values are coming. If I don't write the column name, then the value within column name will be the default value. Okay, and if I write the column name, then I need to write the column, then I need to write the value which I want it to become. Okay, so now what you were saying, let me check. Define with value or parameter. What are you saying? I'm not getting. Define with VAE. VAE is what? Yes, Joy, what are you saying? Okay, if I don't give the product quantity, no, it will not work. If I mention the column name, okay, then I need to count, then I need to make sure that the number of columns which are there must be same as the number of values which I am trying to add. If I write 4 columns, product ID, name, price and quantity, 4 columns I am mentioning here, then make sure that within values also 4 values are there. Within values is within these parentheses. Okay, and if I don't write quantity, 3 columns I am mentioning here, so only 3 values I need, and the 4th value will come on its own as 10 by default. Okay, because this is something which I set as 10 only. Clear? That's clear? Okay, let me try. What you are saying, do I need to mention this column name? With no value. Okay. It will be a syntax error. It's a syntax error. See, I'm not able to do this. Okay, at least you need to write something. Let's say if it is 30 or 40, anything. Okay, but now this will not work because I've already created a table. Okay, yes. Only the thing is, if you mention the column name, if you mention the column name with the default constraint, then I don't need to mention the value which I want to add. If I don't mention the column name, then I don't need to mention the value. Okay, this is the only thing. Now, we are done with default constraint only. The last constraint for today is about check constraint. How we can use the check constraint. So what do you mean by check constraint? What do you think? What do you think? What is a check constraint? Check means I want to apply some conditions that only these values can come. Okay? Only some of the few values can come. Okay, let me see. Check constraint, do we need it or not? Yes. It is actually we use these constraints while working with the while printing the values. Okay. So what I'll write? I'll create a table product 3 or product 2. Okay, I'll create a table product 2, the prod ID name, let it be like this, but here instead of product quantity int, and here I'll write a check constraint, check that it must be greater than 10. Okay, it's giving me some syntax error. Just give me a minute, let me check for the constraint. Okay, I think it is for, it's not null, unique, and okay, unique constraint is done. Okay, wait a minute. Check if it is greater than 10. Just give me a minute. I forgot the syntax for writing the check constraint. Okay, not a big thing. We'll stop